So, welcome to part 2 of the Two Broke Gamers podcast.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, you know who we are, so I'll say it anyway. I'm Steve.
And I'm Rick. Yeah,
and
man.
we are going to debate if free-to-play games have a half-life or, not.
Yeah, I feel like free-to-play games hopefully will die. I don't know if they actually go into...
Why hopefully?
Free-to-play games are not even free. Let's start off with that. Unless you're smart enough to get the freeness out of the free games, but they're not, because eventually people are going to spend their money on it, and then it's like, oh wait, I spent this much money on it. Like look at Candy Crush. Let's give that first example.
I've never spent a cent on that game.
And meanwhile, there's people who have spent hundreds of dollars on it because they're like, oh,
they're dumb.
and I feel like that's the way it is, but I don't know. Like, I feel like this like, I feel like at some point people have to give in and realize that this is a scammy type of thing. Like, these games they're free, but then they're not free. Like, in all honesty, like the way the games want you to not buy their apps. Like, if you buy the premium version and it's like, oh, there's no ads, that they're not making money that way. They actually make more of their money from the ads than from that. But this isn't about that. This is about the fact of people who are actually that are spending the money on supposedly free games, and they're actually spending like hundreds of dollars, if not more. I mean, look at even the Kim Kardashian game. That game's already made millions and millions of dollars.
But like, there's a way to play free to play without spending money. It's called waiting.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. People are not willing to wait. And
I'll wait. I'll wait for the sake of free.
Yeah, oh yeah, I definitely would. When I used to play like Angry Birds, or even like I forget what other game I used to play, like Words of Friends or something like that, or one of those games. Hanging with Friends, where you had like the spelling one, whatever the hell that was, and if you wanted to get more like prizes, you had to spend money in order for you to gain an advantage and try to spell the word correctly. And it's like, no, they're gonna spend my money on this. Come on now.
But there's more than just mobile games.
Yeah.
What about games like League? League is free to play. League of Legends.
Yeah.
They're free to play.
I'm not familiar with it at all, but are there things that you have to buy?
You have an option. It's more like, but the things that you buy in League, there's a difference. League is free to play, and you can pay to have like skins and stuff, which the skins don't give you. The skins don't give you any kind of advantage.
So why the hell would you buy the skins?
Because they're different. They look better.
So, I mean, every skin in every game is like free, and it's like DLC if you wanted some free most of the time. Not all the time, though, I understand, but most of the time. But really?
Still, a lot of people. I have a couple skins. I'm just gonna say.
Oh, so you bought some skins?
I bought some because some of this. No, like it's like. Also, it's my way of saying, like, thank you to Riot for having a free game, so I'm going to give you some money.
All right, as long as you can feel like that, because you're not really thanking the developers who made, like, the free-to-play mobile games, because you're just kind of like, I need this balloon for something, I need this for that, I'm spending my money.
I never spent any money on any kind of mobile game.
And that's the thing, too. I feel like the issue with it more so is the fact that people, it's almost like a gambling addiction type of way, where it's almost like the same, like, concept, where... you have to. People are spending their money because they want to continue to play this game and beat it and get far, or compete, or try to be better than somebody else or get a high score. And meanwhile, they're spending all of their money that when they get a phone bill the next month and it goes, oh, that was like $500 I just spent on this game. How was that even possible? It's a free game.
Retarded. Yeah, but no, like one of the games that I like playing on my phone is Clash of Clans.
Yeah,
it's a very popular game, so I'm sure most people know what it is.
And there's commercials for it all over the damn place.
Right, there's the commercials for it, but basically it's like you start out with like this mad primitive base where everything takes 2 minutes and 5 minutes to upgrade. So you're like, okay, whatever, I'll just wait. Where I've gotten to the point where in my base things take multiple days. So it's like, oh, you want to upgrade your town hall? That'll be a week. Like, what? But you can pay to have it done now. It's just going to cost you like $15. I'm like, you can screw yourself. I'll wait a week. Thank you.
Now, that's the thing, too. Like, that's why it's not like I see free-to-play games like going away, because maybe if you do it right, kind of like League does, maybe. Because I feel like that's kind of a right way, where it's just like you have an option to buy this, but really the game's the game, and it's free. That's it. And, I mean, you're competing for money for it if you're really that good for it. I mean, except like that's the thing. Like the two big ones, even on PC, Dota and League. Dota's not a free to play game. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, there's more of a prize pool, obviously, because obviously they're making the money off of it.
But I mean, in a way, a lot of people got Dota for free anyway because of the Steam keys.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Right, it was kind of like Yeah, I got a Dota key. I got like 7 Dota keys. You want one? Here's a Dota key. Here's a Dota key. Here's a Dota key. So a lot of people did end up getting Dota for free. But yeah, I don't know.
And that's the thing too. Like people, like a lot of companies, like even like people internally in Nintendo want Nintendo to make these kind of games. It's free to play game. Where I still remember an article reading like one investor had wanted like, why can't you? I don't see why you can't pay like $1 to make Mario jump higher. And it's like, what? Like, no, why would you, like, that doesn't, like, then, like, why would you, like, what's the point of that format then? If, like, really, and that's the thing, too, like, this format on phones of free to play are basically games that are time killers. And the fact that people are spending their money on time killers versus real, like, in like, engorging and enhancing and entitling, like, not entitling, but really, like, powerful gaming that could tell you a good story if you're really involved with it. And instead, they're just going to just break candy, like, you know, or something else, you know?
Yeah, but, no, I definitely think that the pay to win stuff is kind of stupid and kind of scammy. That's why I don't really do that, but that's why I'll never win, apparently. Yeah. But where was I going with this? Oh, another free to play game that I like to play is Warframe. It's a really fun game. It's
not
like
familiar with that at all.
Again. It's a really fun game. It's kind of like space ninja pirate things going on. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun. I would recommend if you ever have Steam. It's free. It's free to play, obviously. Whereas I were talking about it, but no, they do have a system for buying as well.
Like what?
Where it's so, for instance, if you wanted to you have to unlock the Warframes.
Okay.
So before you can play a certain frame, it's kind of like a character kind of thing. You have special abilities. You have to unlock it. Usually, most of them require beating a boss a couple times. You know, getting the helmet schematics, getting the chassis schematics, and getting the systems, and then you have to also farm out the pieces, like because it's like, you know, you need neurons and all kinds of shit to build it.
Yeah.
So you have to farm out all the pieces, get the schematics, and then it takes like a day to build each piece.
That's a dedication.
And then it takes 2 days to build the frame.
Damn.
So this whole process could probably be about 3-4 days to build a frame, or you can just buy it straight out.
Oh, well, okay. I don't know, because to buy the game to make it faster, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, and that's the thing, a lot of Facebook games are like that too, where like Farmville, if you could like wait a while to get like certain things or whatever, but then you see people who like had farms that are like hooked up and everything, and it's like, well, you obviously did not take a lot of time to get that. You spent some money.
Some people may actually have.
Yeah. Oh, they most likely have, and that's the thing. Like, what are you really buying this?
No, I mean, some people may have actually like sat there and played for like 4 years to actually do this.
Yeah, but then when you see the other people who get that like in a faster time rate, it's like, dude, why are you spending your money on this game? Like, come on now. Like, relax with that.
Some people have more money than they know what to do with.
Or even if they don't and they think the things are cheap, because that's an argument for a lot of free-to-play games. I remember reading articles even about
$5 here, $5 there.
No, $1 here, $1 there. Who cares? I still remember I read an article that someone had spent like $500 in 1 month on Candy Crush, and it's like, how the hell do you do that?
Power-ups.
Yeah, like,
some people that's the only thing I think you can buy in Candy Crush.
Yeah,
is power-ups.
and that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I never played. You know what? I purposely stayed away from that game because I saw how people were easily getting addicted to that game, and I said, I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm not. I'm better than that. And I know people who that can play the game and just go, okay, I'll wait.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, hey, you have to wait 3 days to move on to the next level. I'm like, all right, I'll see you in 3 days.
Yeah.
Like I put my phone away. I got to 60 something in that game, and I just found it. I just got bored with it, so I stopped playing it.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what happens with a lot of my free to play mobile games that I play.
And that's the thing too. Like, is this gonna go away? Is it gonna die? Like, I really just want this to go away because it's kind of hindering gaming in some way. It's hindering the gaming industry where more people expect free games all the time. And versus,
no, I mean, I guess the casual might, but as a gamer, I personally free to play games are just a waste of they're not
they mostly are time wasters.
A lot of them are just time wasters to me. And when I want a game, I'm buying the game. Like, I know it's going to be a good game because I bought it.
Yeah.
There have been exceptions. I bought a game and said this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I wish it were free, but it wasn't. And that's the consequence you pay.
Yes.
But I can't say that all of them are time wasters because League to me is not a time waster.
Yeah.
League to me is a way of life.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Like so to me, I just feel like it's hindering just because a lot of developers are making these free to play mobile games and making lots of money off of it, and they're just like, yay, this is awesome. But then there's companies like Zynga who put on some games that people loved, and now it's just dying out, and Zynga's losing like ass loads of money because, and laying off people and everything, and it's unfortunate for them, but they're still continuing.
Yeah.
And this is the format that a lot of other companies want to go for, like, do they really want to go for this free to play type of thing, or maybe go about it in a wiser way? Because League of Legends seems to be something that's going to be stable and staying for a while.
Right, which actually we had talked about this. There was some business guy, I don't remember what his name is or what company he works for, I don't give a shit, but he basically said that, the way that Riot Games works their company, it's not the most successful model for making money. So if you want to make money, don't model yourself after Riot Games.
Yeah, they're the ones that make League of Legends, and they're the ones that just like, this free to play thing, this free thing that they're doing for League is not the model that you want.
Yeah, but then Mark Merrill, who actually is like a really cool dude, he's one of the co-founders of Riot Games. He pretty much responded to this with saying, I don't really care about making money. I care about making my supporters and my fans and all these people happy. Like, is it when you put money first, that's greedy. Like, so he's like, I care more about how the people enjoy the game than making money off of it.
Thank you, and that's a great thing that it still exists in gaming, and I think a lot of companies do feel that way about that. Like Nintendo, I know it definitely feels that way. Rockstar feels that way, which is why when they're releasing their sequels or releasing their new games, they don't release them every year like every other company does.
They take their time to do it.
Oh, yeah. Like, look at the gap between, like, Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5 versus even, like, Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Revolver, the reverse because Revolver came first. But, those are big games, and they were hugely successful for Rockstar. And, I mean, they have other games, too. But those games, they took a lot of time to develop. And, like, Nintendo does the same thing with Mario. And, like, whether it be the side scroller, whether it be the 3D version of it, they're going to do that. Zelda comes out once every, like, 4 years or something like that,
the good games come out every 2 years or so.
But no, and I know I acknowledge that we're talking about Nintendo and Rockstar because they're not free to play, and that has nothing to do with that discussion in some way. But it does in some way because they have the love for games. Like, they know for a fact that if they put out a good enough product, people will buy it. And if you put up a good enough product that's free, people will still buy it and support it. Not buy it, but they'll support it and give money in some way if they feel like the need to.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like, they don't have to. It's not like Candy Crush, or it's not like any of those other games that like on mobile where if you want to, you can do it because it benefits you in some way. No, like if you really had the option to, and especially what it sounds like for League of Legends and the other things you were telling me, if you really wanted to, you can do it. But it's really, I mean, we're going to be making our money, but we don't care about that. We actually care, like, we of course we care about the money because we're a business.
You need to make some kind of profit to keep the game healthy.
And also keeping the company alive and the developers, fed.
Right.
But also the fact, too, that at some point, it's all about the game at the end of the day. It's not just about making a quick buck. It's about people enjoying the game and having a great memory of the game.
Which, I was a World of Warcraft player for a few years. I'm not going to disclose how much money I spent on that game because there was monthly subscriptions, and then they started doing server transferring and characters. Basically, between all that stuff, I spent a good amount of money on it. So I quit that game because I realized how much money I was spending on it, and I was like, I can't spend this much money on a game. It was more than I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So I started playing League, and I quit WoW, started playing League. And as of like a thank you for helping me save money, I decided I'll spend a little bit of money on this game.
There you go.
So it's like a thank you to, like I said, as I said earlier, it's a thank you to Riot Games for being free that I'm going to actually throw some money into it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, and you felt the need to do that. Where meanwhile, you kind of were forced to pay monthly for WoW.
Right, which I at the time I didn't mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you my numbers for WoW off the show.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I don't mind. It depends on the type of free to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the money that I throw into Riot Games doesn't help me win in any way.
Yeah.
It's merely cosmetic skins that look nicer than the defaults.
Yeah, and that's almost like mods and such too, where like except for like Gary's mod, which supports like the guy who made that, but there's mods that if you choose to, there's the donate button, PayPal, donate, give me $1. I don't care. Just like if you really like what I just did, donate there. And I also like that feature too. And that's also with a bunch of apps too on your phone. Like, oh, if you like this app, it does like whatever. It's a
right.
task
That's how
cleaner.
I feel like. That's what I feel like I'm doing with Riot. I feel like I'm donating to them for making a good game that I like playing.
Now, do you feel like me though? Do you feel like free to play games are kind of like this bad thing, or do you think if it's done, or what do you think?
I feel like if it's done right, if free to play is amazing. Warframe, it's you can do it right. League of Legends is doing it right. I think those games are great for gaming. It's because what happened was I got into Warframe because I was looking for some kind of shooter to play that I didn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
And I found one, so I was like, great, I'm doing it.
Isn't Counter-Strike also free to play?
I don't think CS:GO is.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I just, Team Fortress is free to play, but
yes,
I was getting bored of Team Fortress because I had been playing it.
Yeah, so actually still was interested. I never played it. That was one of the Steam games that I bought and never played, or never played.
So, I was looking for a new game to play. I kind of wanted to play a shooter. I was tired of Quake. I was tired of Team Fortress. I was tired of all that stuff. So I was like, let me try Warframe, and I love it.
Yeah, and you know what? The 3DSs actually have some free-to-play games now because Nintendo's adventuring, but they're not going too far into it. Like I know there was a sub game that like the submarine game, which
I just got that on my phone.
Yeah, they sent us that. They were like, here, try this game.
I didn't try it out yet.
I haven't either. I downloaded it. I just never tried it out.
Oh yeah, I downloaded it. I was like.
But the free to play game that I actually really like, and I thought it was really well done for Nintendo, and it's a first party game. It was the baseball game. I can't remember it right now. Where basically
Rusty's baseball thing, whatever.
Yes, the Rusty's game. Yes, that game is actually pretty cool. I like it. It's basically like it's a timing game. So you have to time out hitting the baseball and hitting it this and getting the score. But the key thing is buying more games. So you get a free demo in the game on your Nintendo 4DS. It's so funny to play a baseball game, and it improves your skills supposedly. And then you have to buy more games in order for you to keep playing and advancing the story along in the game, because there's a story along with it if you buy more of the games. But
so it's not exactly free.
No, it's not free, but in order for you to get the downloadable content or the downloadable games, it's not like it's optional. Like I said, like you don't have to. If you want to complete the game, you put more into it. And here's the thing too, they make kind of fun of the free to play thing, because it's like, oh yeah, you have to buy this game, but you can haggle with me if you want to, and you're kind of like, duh, of course I'm gonna haggle the price, because he sells you the game for like $5 a piece. Like, and it's like, a mini game that's really worth $1, and really you're knocking it down to $1 at some point. And you also gain coupons and stuff throughout the game too when you get high scores in certain other games too. And I think that's actually kind of a smart thing that Nintendo did. Like, it's just like, yeah, get a high score, you get coupons. It kind of gives you an idea and feel like you're getting a discount on the game, even though really, these games are like $1. Yeah. Even though these games are worth $1. But and in the end too, that game's really worth $14, I think, if you buy all the games, which is not too bad in all honesty. If you really wanted to buy the game, it should have been like $14 in the jump, but it's a free game. You spend maybe like $14 and you get all the games, and it's kind of a cool game. And I do like that's a part of it. I think that's kind of free to play done right, even though you're paying a little bit, but it's really optional and it advances the story. It's not like the other games on mobile where it's like it just advances you as a character, and advances your character and advances your play, and that's it. Nothing really beneficial. Yeah. This one was like, here's the story we want to tell you about this dog and how he can't cook, and his wife left him with his 6 kids. Like,
damn, that sucks.
Yeah, like
what a bitch.
Yeah, like literally, she's
literally
a dog.
She's a bitch. But anyway, wow, okay.
But no, that's the thing too. Like he's left with 6 kids that all look alike and everything, and it's just it's a freaking weird game, and it's actually
I'm about to play it now.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, and I think that's free to play done right in some way. Even though you're paying for it, but you have an option to, if you want to, you can. And here's the haggling part and all that. Like, I don't know, it worked in some weird Nintendo way.
What I liked that Nintendo did was they gave us 4 swords for free.
Yeah, I like that.
We had a lot of fun with that.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing too. That's a free to play, and that was like the miniest of mini games, kind of like that.
It was mad fun though.
Yeah. And I don't know how they didn't I don't know. I guess it was just because like they sold it enough with the Zelda game. Because remember, that game was originally part of the remake of A Link to the Past for the Game Boy
Yeah.
Advance. So, and that was like only a little part of the game. So I guess that mini part wasn't that much of a loss. But I mean, they still sell it from what I see, but they give it for free like twice already. So it's like, all
Yeah,
right,
that
thanks.
game was mad fun though.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I don't know, free to play. I feel like, I guess I was feeling like it should die and whatnot, and really it isn't free. But I guess I'm with you, Steve, on that. Like, if it's done the correct way, then yeah, maybe. Of course, I'll put my money into it, especially if it's done in some, not in a cute way like the Rusty's game was. Not that it was cute, but it was kind of a smart, clever way to go about it. Because it's like, yeah, it's like Nintendo acknowledging, yeah, we're gonna go free to play and we're gonna have you spend money, but we're gonna add a benefit to that, and it's not just a blank here, give me your money and whatever. But if it's done the right way, yes. But if it's going to be like something that, benefits you in no way whatsoever, why bother?
Yeah, well, in another way, I agree with you. I think that the whole, like, the thing that, like, Clash of Clans and all that stuff do is for, oh, you can advance this for, it's going to take a couple days, but you can do it now for $10, $20. And obviously it's going to go higher and higher as the time expands, the longer it's going to take to do something normally. It costs more to do it. Like, why? It costs you nothing. Like,
yeah,
it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that kind of free to play, the free to play pay to win is dumb, and I think that needs to go away.
Yeah.
But free to play donate because you feel like a good person and like you want to thank them for making something free that's good. I think that should stick around. I think that's the right way to do it.
I agree with that on that front too. If a game's good enough for you to donate, definitely. Like, I haven't donated to a lot of games, but I feel bad because I'm
broke.
Yeah,
I'm a broke gamer. That's the name of the show.
Title.
But yeah, no, I definitely that's my final stance on this.
Yeah.
Free to play, pay to win, fuck off, and free to play. Donate because I like your free to play game. Definitely way better.
I like the Nintendo way where they did it, where it's like haggle, but the price is gonna be $1. That's super optional. But if you want to advance the story, you pay a little bit more. In the end, you're not paying $40 for the game. You're paying like $15, whatever, which is like a normal price for a DLC game. Do that, and that's fine. Even though, like, really, you could just buy the game for $15 and just advance that way. You could have done it that way too. But I mean, and eventually too, because that game itself, that one game, is just basically you can maybe get bored of it after a while because it really takes a lot of timing for certain games and certain mini games. You're like, you know what, screw this. I can't do this. I can't beat the stage. Whatever. I can't. Whatever. But I do feel like if you do it that way, you can pass maybe. But mostly, if it's a game like that where it's pointless, no. And then but if you can donate, I definitely support that. I think that's where we stand on that.
I think that's how we our final conclusion on the topic.
Yeah. So don't forget, we got a blog that is going to be updated. twobrokegamerspodcast.wordpress.com. Of course, our Twitter at twobrokegamerspod, and that's the number 2, of course. You can follow us individually on Twitter at Terrick. That's TEH_Rick.
And you can follow me at Steve B. Agilism. That's AGILISM.
Because you made it.
Because I made that word up, and it's I'll go into that story another day. I think I might have already gotten to it. I don't know.
No, not on the show.
Not on the show?
No. Yeah. Well, who knows?
Well, I'm not doing it today, so you can die. Fuck off.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that's the end. We hope you enjoyed the discussion and the whole other show in general, and we hope to see you guys next week.
Yeah. Goodbye.